Kaya ay wag mo na.
Why tangan you?
May extra, may promo yan po naroon po. Hindi yan yung chino na game chino. Sama rin yung ano. Ano yung ba kayo ng full bong. Buruan. Buruan. Naroon yan din mo. Oo, kanya itong budget ka na niya. Wala yung wakal na isa. Wala kayo na yun. Ito. Ito yung wala. Sino mo yan ako. Wala tingnan. Yan ang panatan na yung at-checking kami. Kami ay kung
I want to get the approach, you know. You're not going home, Tony?
Hey.
You're not going home?
No.
I got this whole, I was recording this whole span. I want to show my family the causeway.